Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today is hashtag Tag Tuesday. This is a collaboration that is hosted by Ceri at Turquoise Dreaming, and I will have her linked in the description box below. I saw a video yesterday by Ceri the Crafter, that's C-E-R-I, and I will link that video as well. And he was showing how to make simple envelopes out of 12-inch sheets of paper, especially the sheets of paper that maybe you don't know what to do with. And I highly suggest watching his video because he will go into much further detail with the envelopes than I will. My problem was, after I watched it, about 3 o'clock this morning, I woke up saying, that would make some really fun tags. So here we are. First, I had to practice. I watched his video again and I made the envelopes according to his instructions. I discovered that I still don't like the bone folder embossing tool that goes with my, what's it called? My, this thing. My scoreboard. There we go, scoreboard. So I lost it. Actually, I just put it away so I'd quit using it, because every time I use it, I poke a hole in whatever I'm working with because I forget to turn it upside down and use the duller side. So I just took it out of there, and I'll rely on this because it's not as sharp as the other one. But I made these envelopes following his instructions, and I love it. I love it, love it. So make sure and check that out because I think that you will find it very useful too. And because my paper was the same color as this, I had to get out an extra cutting board just so you could see it, because otherwise it's camouflaged. So let's get on with what I took from his instructions and his creation. Instead of using 12 by 12 papers, I grabbed a bunch of my 6 by 6 papers that were two-sided, but I tend not to use my 6 by 6 papers very much, and I don't know why, and I may just need to challenge myself to do that. So I grabbed, let's see, I don't remember how many I grabbed. I think it was 3, it may have been 4. I'm pretty sure it was 3, because I have 3 set over here to show you how I'm doing. And I made some of the envelopes that he showed us how, that Ceri showed us how. And this is folded down to make like an envelope, like a normal envelope. Okay, that's just one. I left this one up, and then I punched a tag hole in it, and then I put a littler tag in it, and ta-da, there's a tag. Simple tag. Then I'll leave these over here, and I corner rounded this one. Some of them I rounded, some of them I didn't. I'll have some more suggestions and tips as we go along. Let's see. Then I came up with this one, which looks very similar to these two, except it's two-sided. And all I did was back the 2 envelopes together and then slide one up an inch. And I like the proportions on that. These are just generic tags that I have made that I just put in there to show you how the pockets would look. I really needed to choose different colors though if I was going to show them on here. My other set, yes, they're different colors. Then I came up with this one. It's still an envelope like he showed, but I connected it to another one, and I will show you how I did that too. Let me pull these tags out. And this one still has a pocket on the inside. I like that one. That one may be one of my favorite. Then I took 3 envelopes and put them together and made a 3-pocket tag. Much longer. And then I made another 3-pocket tag, but I seated the envelopes down inside of each other. And so it's like 2/3 of the height of that other one. And I really, 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 really like these. So let's set these to the side. and I'll show you how I made them. All right, so I picked out some papers. These I think will show up better against the backdrop. And the first thing you need to do is cut your paper. It has to be a square paper. It can be any size. I suggest one that is in multiples of 3. In other words, make sure that your measurement on a side is a multiple of 3 because of a step that will come later. All right, and then you're just going to cut this in triangles. And then you're going to cut the other one in triangles. So I'm going to speed through this part because Ceri does a much better job of explaining what he's doing and why and how. I had a few mess ups when I was trying to do it, so it might be better to hear from the expert. All right, so we have all of our triangles cut now, and now is the step that makes them into an envelope. And you're going to be dividing it into thirds. So you will need to know that that is 6 inches right here. So you're going to come in at 2 inches from each end and make your fold. You can use a scoreboard if you wish. You can use some other method if you wish. I used my scoreboard the first time, and I felt like a couple of my folds were off, and so I'm going to see if maybe they are less off with this. Right, and then you will fold the 2 sides in and over, and there is your envelope. And so I'm going to do that to the rest of these, and then we will go on from there. All right, so I have folded all of my pieces. These do coordinate, so I don't have to worry about which piece goes with which piece. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll just make the little envelope. And I'm just going to grab a random piece. And when you are gluing, you only have to glue across the back and then one flap. And whichever flap you glue is going to be the one that's on top. So this one, it's over that way. If I wanted to, I could go that way. So you may want to even just look and see which way the fold you like better. And I like it better this way. So I want this one on the top. So when I run my glue, I'm going to start over here at this fold. And I am going to just put a little bit of glue right across the bottom and all the way over to the side. Then I'm going to fold this down, and notice that I did not fold it straight. And then I'm going to fold this one over, and then I'm just going to clip it so it can dry. Let's see. I think, yes. Okay. And then I am going to lay this down on a line, and I'm going to use my ruler. And this is where you will fold down your flap. You're going to go just below those little corners there, so it overlaps just a bit. Now, you're not going to be able to seal this. I would suggest adding a button or some other little round object right there so that you can hold it closed if you want it to be a closed envelope. Like on this one, I would put a button right about the center so that that can be tucked in and it can remain closed when I want it closed. So there is that one. This one I am leaving as an envelope. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and just glue this. And it doesn't really matter which one's on top, so I am just going to go this way. I think I need to clean off the lid of my glue though, because it's kind of smeary. All right, so I'm going to fold that one over first, that one on top. And then I'm just going to clip it so it can dry. And while it's drying, I think on this one, I'm going to go ahead and round the corner like I did on the other one, because my rays didn't quite meet at the corner. They kind of went off the side and I didn't like that look. So this would be a good one to round. I just happened to round that one, but you don't have to. I do suggest that if you're going to round on some of these other pieces where you've got them overlapped, if you're going to round this one, you probably want to round that one too. So you'll have to decide before you glue things together what you want to round and what you're not going to. The next one, let's do this one. This is the flip-flop, and part of the reason this works is that I had two envelopes, one that was slightly larger than the other. So let's see if I have that same thing going on anywhere in here. Let's see. Let's try a couple of different patterns. Those two are exactly the same. See, I did better on folding this time than I did last time. Whoops. Probably because my scoreboard was giving me fits. Well, I may just have to make one slightly larger than the other. Here, that one's close. They are the same tag, but that will be fine. In this instance, we're definitely going to want to make sure that they are going the same direction on the flaps whenever you glue them down. You want to make sure that they are the same direction, okay? Because this is going to create your hinge on this side. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to glue these two flaps together. Make sure everything is aligned, because if your hinge is not aligned, everything's going to go all crooked, and you don't want that. I don't think you want that crooked. Now we're not creating the pocket yet down here. We're just making that flap. All right, so now it doesn't matter which one goes on top or on bottom here. You decide what you want to do, okay? I am going to do this because then my pocket on the inside here will be on the same side as the top pocket here. Do you see what I mean? Pocket, pocket on top. But you can do it whichever way you want. So I want that one to be on the inside, which means I'm going to glue on the opposite side. So I'm going to come across with my glue that is behaving much better now that I cleaned off the lid. And I'm going to push that one down. This is the double layer. And I'm going to push this one down. And I'm going to go ahead and clip that, but I'll have to move the clips after I do the second part on the back side of the tag here. Now, we don't have to glue across here. We can just glue this part. And it might be better because if we glue across here, we might glue too much. And we definitely don't want to do that, or else it's not going to function as it should. All right, so we are going to just use these same clips. And again, see how my tops are not, the center point of the angles is not meeting properly up there. I am going to go ahead and round that. And I'm going to round them at the same time so that they match. And I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole now as well. Now the trick on these that open up is to use a tie that is not tight against there, but that will open up with them. So I would put this through there, not like this, because then it won't open up. I would untie this part, put it through both, and tie it again loose, and then it's got room to open up. All right, so let's set that. Let's see. Next, we have the double-sided tag. And so I just want to decide which ones I want to use together for this. And you'll want to do this. There's not enough contrast there for that one, so I don't want to use that one. That one might work. Wonder. Let's see. Not what I want. What do I? This one. Okay, now here I've got three different patterns because this is a different size pattern than this one. This one, they are the same patterns, so I think I don't want that. But I do like that. That one works. Let's see if I find one that I like the diamonds going up and down better. The words are upside down, but they're just pretend words anyway. So let's go ahead and use these two. We'll scoot those out of the way. And for this one, we need to decide if we're going to make that a rounded top or not. I'm not going to, but you can decide whichever way you like better. Okay? And we're just going to go ahead and glue each of these because it doesn't have to be done in any particular order this time, because we're making two separate envelopes that we're going to join together. Like that one better. I'm pretty sure that Ceri suggested not using papers that have words on them because directionally it may look a little weird. But since this is just pretend writing anyway, it doesn't really say anything, then I'm not super worried about it. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for just a minute. I am going to put which way did I have that? Did I have it? Which one do I want on top? I think I like that one on top. And since that diamond is a little off, I think I am going to go ahead and round the corners on that. And your corner rounders will work fine on this because that is your 90-degree edge. There, that works better. I'm not going to punch a hole in that one because it's going to be on the bottom, so it doesn't need a hole. Okay? That should have set by now. Proportionally, that makes me happy. So I am going to put my fingernails here so that I know that glue goes all over this part and not past my fingers. And then I am just going to line it back up like that. I love these little paper clips. You can find them. I'm not an Amazon affiliate. I just like to share the things that I like to use. So if you look down below, you will see a list that says my favorites on the Amazon products. And I do believe that you can get these clips in lots of different colors. I just happen to like the rose gold. All right, and so there is that one. We'll let it sit aside to dry. Let's see, which one is next? We have 2 left. Let's do this one. And for this one, we're probably going to have to do a little bit of refolding. Sorry, you can hear sirens in the back. There's something going on. And I don't know what. Let's see. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Let's see, is this the one that I want to do this with? No. I think I want this to be the 3rd one, so I'll use these for this one. All right, that's what I was trying to figure out. And I'm going to use this one in the middle. All right, so to do this, they need to be slightly smaller as they go up the tag. So you need to decide which part is going where. Let's see. This one, and then, yep. All right, I think I'm going to go this way, which means that I need to have this fold just a little bit wider. So I'm just kind of squeezing the sides out so that they will wrap around this inner piece, just like that. See how I'm doing that? And then this one will be the bottom piece. So I will set it inside of that one and then do the same thing, adjusting my fold down here so that it's just slightly larger. Okay, and on this one I want to make sure that all of my folds are going the same direction. I think I did that on that one. Actually, I don't think it really matters, but we'll do it. Okay, so we've got this all figured out. Again, I am going to do the getting them equally spaced, but this time the bottom of the envelope is going to determine where I go down there instead of the inches. Okay, are you following so far? Because I feel like I'm a little confusing here. This is going to create 4 pockets on this tag, and we need to decide right now if we're going to curve the top, because if we are, we need to curve those 2 as well. So let's look and see what it looks like. Does it look like it needs to be curved, or is it okay to be pointed? I think it's okay to be pointed, so we'll just leave that one pointed. The first thing we're going to do is glue this in the typical way. This one's going to be on top, so that's where my glue is going to go. And I'll start here in the center, come on over to the edge, and I'll fold over and fold over. Okay, that's the first step. Pretty easy. Then I need to think how I did this. I glued that one down. Okay, So I'm going to decide where I need this to be so that the bottom is covered. Actually needs to be down just a bit. Just barely cover that bottom. Just barely cover where that is, okay? And then I'm going to hold it like this. Actually, I'm just going to put my thumb right there where the bottom goes. And I'm going to glue all of this one because this one is not going to create a pocket on the back. And while that glue is still wet, I'm going to test to make sure it still covers. It does. So we're good on that. And I'm going to make sure that my points are aligned. Even though on this one the yellow blends in, you really can't tell. It will affect the bottom one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing. This is the top, so I'm going to glue this direction. I went the wrong way. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay. So far, so good. Whoops, until I pull it apart. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing for this third tag. We're going to fold over to see where the envelope needs to be. It needs to come down just a bit. Okay. Now on this one, it's going to be a pocket on the back. Let's see, I don't know if I showed you that. So that's a pocket back there. So we are going to how did I do that? Sorry, I'm thinking. Okay, just a little bit of glue here at the side. Just a little bit of glue here at the side. Just so that the center can stay open for that part. And now we're going to do the same gluing. And this comes over and straight. And that comes over straight. All right. And there we go. And now we're going to clip this one so that it can dry without slipping around, because it really likes to slip around. And I think it did shift because I could see the bottom of that envelope, so I'm going to scoot it up just a little bit. That envelope is still in the right place. We're just going to clip it up real good. There we go. Now for the last one, we're going to take our last 3 envelopes, and we just need to decide which way our flaps are going. So look at all of them and see which way looks best for all. That looks kind of odd. Well, they both look kind of odd with that there. Oh well. It may be that. So I think that we're going to be going that direction. That one's fine either way. All right. So on this one, they can all be the same size because they're just going to slide into each other and meet up. And we're going to create a pocket and a pocket and a pocket. So determine which one is going to be your top, which one's the middle, and which one's the bottom. Okay, this part. Now, we're just going to lay it all here like this. It's a 3-ring circus, it looks like. All right, and we know that we want glue right here because that is going to lay on that part. Wouldn't suggest dropping it with your glue, especially glue side down. Okay, so let's make sure that that still closes and that it's straight. So find something that you can find out if it's straight. All right, we're going to repeat the same thing on this bottom one. You're just coming right across where that angle is, those two folds. You're just going to go, say this was a house, you're just putting it on the roof. You're just going to line that up. Make sure the folds still work, and they do. Yeah, that's where I dropped the glue. Okay. And now you can just go through, and you need to start at the top, I think. Actually, I think you could do it either way. Decide which one was the front, and make sure that you do all of them the same direction. Well, I guess make sure you do them all the same direction. I guess it's up to you. And try to see if you can make sure that they're straight. That one was apparently a little crooked. This one, cross. And then finally this one. And this one is one that you can decide at the last minute if you want your top to be curved or not, rounded, your top corner to be rounded, because it's the only one that's going to show. I'm going to put another one on there just to make sure the interior ones are being held down. I'm probably overkill on these little clips, but I'd rather have it hold together than fall apart. And I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole at the top. All right, so we made, out of 3 sheets of 6 by 6 inch paper, we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tags. And I think that they're all cute. Actually, 5 tags and an envelope. And I actually have now 10 tags and an envelope because I made the examples. We'll go back on a tour here after I take all these clips off. All right, I'm going to let that dry a little bit longer. So here are the 2 envelopes and the 2 tag envelopes. This is just like Ceri shows us. We have an opening envelope tag that has 2 pockets. We go pocket and a pocket. We have a tag that has 2 pockets. 1, 2, 1, and 2. And then we have this that has 1, 2, 3, and 4 pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. And then we have this one that has 3 pockets, and then on the back is all 1 length. Well, it's not 1 length of paper, it's actually 3, but it's 1 continuous open spot with no pockets that you could add journaling paper to, that you could decorate for a bookmark or anything like that. And here's the pocket and the pocket and the pocket. I think these are so cute. Thank you so much, Ceri, for inspiring me to make these. Everybody go over and check out his channel. I am specifically going to link this video where I learned how to make these bigger envelopes. But check out his other videos because he is very creative and he makes beautiful things and has great ideas. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, be kind. Bye.